I'm going to explore the value behind continuous delivery. So, what is continuous delivery? So, what is continuous delivery? Right from there, we can see that there is another question in the picture of why, which would lead us to an information that is interesting. Why do we deliver continuously? What we want is a structural dynamic where the momentum is accelerating and maintained. But what does that mean? Have you heard that it is the underlying structure that determines the behavior? So I'm on the balcony right now, and if I want to go there, I won't jump down. I will take the stairs slowly, and I will follow the structure leading downstairs. And here I am. So the underlying structure of anything will determine its behavior. You probably, or if you didn't hear that from Robert Fritz, it's really something you should hang on his book. And I won't talk much about it because, you really got the picture. And make sure if you buy or rent or whatever, read The Path of Least Resistance. Oh, sorry, there are 2 revisions of The Path of Least Resistance for Manager, or the generic version, if you can call it this way. So let's close this about Robert Fritz and get back to what is continuous delivery and why do we continuously deliver our software? Why do we do that? It's a good question. An inherent question to this is, what is momentum? Why do we want it to accelerate? And why, when it has accelerated, we want to maintain it? Have you been in this situation where, despite your best effort, you started to do something, and at some point there were resistance everywhere, and you can continue, whatever it's communication, limitation of your user. There could be a lot of things. Even your own energy. It's because you were not driven by the underlying structure. So it wasn't supporting the movement toward advancement. So this all purpose of using continuous delivery is about getting there to that point where once I've automated the pipelines to reach my clients, so what we want is an end result. We want a state of being. We are here and we want to reach something that we are going to recognize in reality. So those aspirations and values are going to be the driving factor where continuous delivery is going to express itself. Because continuous delivery without realizing aspiration and values has no purpose. So its purpose is reaching these people to who we create technologies for. And at a certain stage, when we create these technology, we want all of this to be automated. So a developer creating a systems, an innovator, is going to make that pipelines, or those pipelines, because there might be many, to deliver a product that can be used to those who value it the most, so they can use it as quick as possible. Or it's not necessarily as quick as possible, but in an acceptable delay. And an acceptable delay is not, we want everything to be now, but we want it to be live. We want it to be automated. We want to do as less action as we want, like few actions that we love to do, like trying the distribution and clicking on I approve it, and when I click approve, then it starts to the pipelines to all these clients and these people that are involved in the process. So where was I? Okay, let's navigate a little bit in what I just did. I value optimal health as a tool and a state of being that it brings to me to do activities such as the intense walk I just went outside. So it's generating something in my body that I love, and it brings me focus. It brings me joy. It really enhances my capability to be in a relationship with others. And well, there are many people who don't love to exercise, and I'm part of it. But I do it because it serves a higher purpose than just the action in itself. And where I want to go with this is simply picture that continuous delivery has a value when you put it in context of creating an end result, helping or supporting the realizations of someone's aspirations. And this is why we use such technologies. Because when we get our product, we picture the client and we know what we are going to create. We start doing it. We have a great process, and we, at a certain point in time, we are resolving to create this value and these aspirations for them. And there are many little steps like this that we do during our process that take times, but we invest in them because at a certain point, when it starts to work, all of these small actions, they create what we call momentum. And when it accelerates, we reach a point where our products shift from being unacceptable, well, not because it's not good, just because it's not ready, to something that we can start putting in the hands of those to whom the value and the aspirations are going to be realized. And of course, we want all of that to be done in a process that is fun and a pleasure to do. So basically, when we are continuously delivering, there is going to be a step where we are testing, we say, okay, all these tests, they passed. So it means we have no regression in the process. Who hasn't added that nice feature, didn't test, pop out the release, and well, 5 great things that are core to it we are providing are not working anymore. So these tests, they work, and some people they try it, just some validation, some observations. There are the people that works with the client, the user experience people, the non-technical people, I'll say. And they approve it. So they press a button when they try it and say, yeah, this is acceptable, this is great. And then it pops out and it ends up on the clients being updated and enjoying the new product. Whatever it's in the end of the cycle of creating the product, or even if it's a continuous live delivery that is maybe transparent depending on the amount of change that you implement in the software. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, or I might like to explore a little bit deeper maybe a little bit how, but not so much how, but what are the major steps, you know? Because when you create an action plan, a strategic planning, you know, you have these bricks that you put on top of each other. On the top here, you have your, it's really hard to put in. Here you will have your aspirations and values. So on top of this, there's going to be nothing else. It's the end result, it's the state of being, or what is created when you reach that goal. So again, path of least resistance manager, those who are interested by this, and don't hesitate to contact me with your feedback or question about that. I love the path of least resistance. And we are starting here. So here is, problems are not problems. They're just reality we want to transcend. So we want to start from here, where there's something that's not delivering the value, that doesn't bring us to realize our aspirations, and we describe them. And then we build some steps in between, like these bricks of states, intermediary states that we're going to be building on top of each other until we reach the end. And they help us, you know. You can't create a software in a week, at least I don't. Many people around me don't, because, you know, aspirations and values are not today, they're not tomorrow, they're something we're aspiring to have. They're a desire on the long-term run, so I think that it's the meaning of an aspirations. And so we want to build these steps that go on different time frames, phases and time frames. So you might be interested that I explore this a little bit, because in my work I'm really interested in the business to are working structurally to realize these aspirations and values. So have a great time, and remember that we are not solving problems. Well, at least you can decide to solve problems, but you might want to change channel. Bye.